Hey students, how are you? We have Mr. Jeet Joshi over here,
I am Jeet Joshi. I am Associate Vice President.
International Advisor at CSU Long Beach, and it's the most popular, trusted institute in India.
We don't require SAT score or ACT score.
Means if you haven't ESAT, no need to worry about it. Do your university provide scholarship for undergrad and grad students? Are there any jobs available on campus for graduate students? We are providing authenticated and ethical information on this podcast. Thank you so much for the amazing guide. Just subscribe and follow us. How are you? I am with Mr. Jeet Joshi. He is a graduate international advisor at CSU Long Beach, and we are going to talk a lot about CSU Long Beach today because CSU Long Beach is a very popular university in India, right? And the tuition cost, as you know, is like 8,500 to 9,000 approximately, right? And it's the most popular, trusted institute in India. And we have Mr. Jeet Joshi over here. Thank you so much, sir. Here, thank you, sir. First of all, can you introduce yourself? Like, what's your role in CSU Long Beach?
So, I am Jeet Joshi. I am Associate Vice President for International Education and Global Engagement. My office consists of international admissions, recruitment, student services, immigration services, and it's all centralized. Everything international students would need would be in my roles.
So, first question I have in my mind, like, how many courses you guys are providing in CSU Long Beach for undergrad and grad?
Oh, it's a very large university. We have 41,000 plus students on our campus and about 2,500 international students. We have well over 1,000 courses every semester. So you can think of any major, you can think of any, courses outside of your major that you can take, you would need it.
Okay, amazing. Well, I have one question. Like, yeah, last week, one parents came to me. The parents told me that if you give SAT, it will increase your scholarship chance. It is true.
Not necessarily, unless a university would state in their application process that if you score a certain SHE score and we will provide this scholarship, and it's rarely stated there. If that is the case, yeah, maybe, but most school base the admissions based on your qualification, they, all the other criteria that we have. Scholarship comes in a little bit later.
Later. Okay. And what about CSU Long Beach? Are you guys are accepting SAT score for undergrad, or you are giving the waiver?
We don't require SAT score or ACT score. If you have taken it, then we take a look at it just for your placement on Tools and math. Okay. And especially in the STEM area, you need a good, GPA and the SAT score. We kind of take a look at it and where we should put you in a math class.
Great. This is amazing information, students. Like, if you are planning to apply to California State University Long Beach for undergraduate program, SAT waiver is available. That means if you haven't SAT, no need to worry about it. You can still apply and you are still eligible for the admission as well as the scholarship. And this information is coming from the Vice President of CSU Long Beach Enrollment Management Team, Mr. Jeet Joshi. And we are providing authenticated and ethical informations on this podcast. To just subscribe and follow us. And going forward,
And it's not just a wave. It's it's a test blind.
okay,
We
it's a
don't
test
even
blind.
consider
Okay.
the score for admissions purposes.
Okay, so SAT score is not required at all. Okay. Now, I would like to ask you about the requirement of undergraduates courses, like what will be your language test requirement.
For English language proficiency, we take many courses like TOEFL, IELTS, the icon from Japan. So in TOEFL, undergraduate requires a cumulative, and the graduate would be, and IELTS is 500 for undergrad, 550 at unpaid subset.
Recent. Okay. And how about PT? Do you accept PT?
I don't take BE.
Okay. And how about Duolingo? Do you accept Duolingo?
We do accept Duolingo. It's 105 for undergrad, 115 for regular.
Okay, that's amazing information. Can you tell me about your three top most course in CSU Long Beach. Like if any person sitting in India right now and like to pursue a bachelor degree in CSU Long Beach, what you recommend to them? What's your what on that?
Well, institutional, our most popular major is actually psychology.
Oh, okay.
And this is an amazing department. There are many more applications than we have seats available. But the other very high demand departments are computer science, information science, many of the engineering degrees, and a lot of health related, programs. Those are very popular. Certainly, business school is very highly ranked. They are here as well. And information science, by the way, is in the business school.
Right. Yeah, so I think these are the fantastic program you have students, and if you would like to apply to CSU Long Beach, comment CSULB into chat box and we will provide you entire detail, also the link where you can go and apply. Okay. Now, can you tell me about the application process, because lots of students have confused about the application process, like how they can apply to your institute.
Yeah. So it's fully online in application. It's Cal State Apply.
Okay.
calstateapply.edu. You go there and pick the campus. Cal State is a system, so there are many universities, but they're all independent universities. They come under the same system, but their admissions process will be separate by campus by campus. So if you want to apply, it's Long Beach. When you go to Cal State Apply, you take Long Beach, you pick your major, and then you go through the process all online. Everything should be submitted online. All of your documents, everything can be done fully online.
Okay. Now students have a lots of question, like how much time you will take to give admission later, or maybe a offer later, or maybe a decision about the application. Okay.
So it depends on graduate and undergraduate. Undergraduate admissions, we process everything by ourselves in our office. So it's a little quicker. For graduate application, it's a two-step process, and which is also true in almost all universities
Okay.
in the US. The international admissions office, we take a look at all the requirements, whether you meet the requirement and not.
Okay.
Then that moves to the graduate program, okay, where you're applying. And they take a look at about your preparation, whether they would fit into their graduate program or not. And they will make a decision saying, yes, this person we would like. And then we process that. Depending on when you apply, it's a rolling admissions process. We could, be in touch within a month, or two. But again, also depends on the student. A lot of times what we get is they apply or they haven't submitted their documents yet.
Oh, okay.
That's
That's very good.
if everything is submitted, it's much faster.
Okay. Students, if you have applied to CSU Long Beach, just make sure you can check the portal and make sure you will submit all the required documents, because lots of times students are not submitting required documents, and that's the reason the application got delayed and you will receive the decision maybe after few days. Okay. So it's a humble request to submit all the genuine document and all the documents is required by CSU Long Beach. Okay.
And it's going to be on that, on the order word, what are the documents you need to submit? And the students also get an email, submitted documents.
Yeah.
By such and such date.
Currently, we have seen that students are not getting email ID from their agent about the application process or anything. Like, can you give some awareness, like if student any this kind of issue, whom to contact at CSU Long Beach and what action they can take?
Actually, it works differently for us. Once you get into Cal State Apply and you start the application, you have your own ID.
Okay.
So you will get a CSULB ID, which you can now log into the portal with your ID, with your password. It doesn't go through the agency at all.
Okay, yeah, so that's a crystal clear information, students. Now going forward, how you are sending offer letter to students, by email or you are posting on portal?
We are doing both.
Okay.
So the offer document would be also on the portal, but we do the email. So the students will hear directly from us, not through the agency or anything like. Because you are the applicant.
Yeah.
We treat you as our student.
That's a fantastic information. Like if you apply to CSU Long Beach, and like there will be they will shoot an email to you, like whether you are accepted or not, and also on the portal. So students, just keep a look at your email, because lots of students are not looking at the email nowadays. Okay, so I request, is my humble request, if you need to check your email ID on the daily basis. Okay. Now I would like to talk to you about the graduate program. What are the top most graduate programs CSU Long Beach offering?
One of the most applications we receive in Long Beach is for computer science.
Okay.
And it's very competitive to get in. Then after that, we have the information science. We have MBA, degrees. Had other engineering degrees like, I'm the electrical engineering, civil engineering, and one of the unique we had in the very highly regarded aerospace.
Okay. Yeah.
So those are all very popular. But students come in all different, depending on where the students are from. We have students for our music and film and directing and digital media and all that. This is all in the College of Visual Arts. We're getting a lot of students from China, from Singapore, from Vietnam. They're very interested in our program because our music and film is very, very highly guarded, and it's the largest, school in the West Coast. And having some very top, alumni like Steven Spielberg graduated from Long Beach degree.
So basically, yeah, HT Martins, So I think CS Long Beach having amazing alumni, and like they have produced lots and lots of good people in entire world, and they are changing the world, something like that. Going forward, and moving forward, I have a question uh, like what mistakes students are making while they are applying to CSU law, which miss this English students are having don't know like what is statement of purpose, what is letter of recommendation. Can you tell me like what are the things they need to take and when they are applying for CSU law, which?
Well, my advice always to students is be yourself. Abhijan, state your story. Don't make it up. Don't, that would be very general to do that. State your purpose, state your, personal story. That is much more attractive.
Okay.
Because that will be very unique. It will be to you personally. And that's the way to go. But certainly do well in school. In school, right? Sometime we see that more in the US, in high schools too. That the senior year they kind of let it go, but it is important that you finish the whole career in high school, all 4 years with marks, because at the end we calculate
All of it. Yeah. Okay. Now, the question is that lots of students in India are doing 15 year of education, right? What course CSU Lockbridge provide for 15 year of education students?
So we have a listed school where they have only the 15 year instead of 16. We do take the 3 year undergrad for the graduate program. Not all of it, but certainly there's a list from the government, this one, the accrediting agency and all that. So we accept the period degree in many of the.
Yes. Okay. What one piece of advice you will give to any students who are coming from India and students to succeed academically in USA? And what one piece of advice you can give to the students?
Well, one thing that I always state in during the orientation is be very open, ask the question, go seek the help. Because we all go through, adjustment process. It's a new country, it's a new place, new university. Although you speak English very well, you may not understand the dialect of it, or the academic, lectures and things like that. But there is help available.
Okay.
And I always ask them to come to our office. That's the international office. And then if we don't have the answer, we send you to the right place to get the answer. And as a large university, almost any kind of help that you be had, but you have to ask it because nobody can read your mind.
Oh, that's true.
And especially coming from a culture that we're at the top, don't ask too many calls. If you raise your hand, maybe you are not respecting your. That's totally opposite. You raise your hand whenever you have a question. Then you will get it.
Yes, though, international students, you are planning to come in US or further study or maybe going out of India anywhere. the main thing, ask for the help, because lots of students are not asking for the help and they just got stuck somewhere. And as an international educations, if you are asking the help, it will definitely elevate yourself and they feel very proud when you asking for the help. Okay, asking for help is not bad. Okay, now
Like every college has an advising office. Okay, we have advisors in the international office, but every college had you should go and meet with them at least few times a semester. Okay, so that you are taking all the courses you need to graduate and not taking courses that would not. Sometimes students go out and take, oh, this sounds so good. Then you take that course. So you have to make sure that counts towards your degree.
right, yeah, right. That's true. Okay, now the question is that like how do you like as everybody is saying that the holistic approach of looking at the applications, right? What do you mean by holistic approach? Like what are he thinks you are looking in the international candidate or international application?
Like I was just doing the session, just taking a look at, in the old days, we used to take a look at the SAT score, ACT score, and determine where the student is in terms of academic preparation. But that is not a real evaluation for a student. We take a look at what kind of things you have done, okay, as a student in high school. What are the courses you have taken, how, you know, uh, versatile you are. We take a look at you as a whole individual. So test scores could be one, but we don't require it now. But your, high school GPA, your activities in high school, all of them counts as a whole individual. Okay, and that's what we need for.
Okay, and what advice you can give for a graduate application? Like what are the things they need to take care while they are applying to CSU or VGU?
Well, the graduate education is so it's an event. And how clear are you in that field? And what kind of preparation have you done? If you and certainly, some graduate programs who have a period required in undergraduate work, how have you done, in that? And in addition, some of the grad school graduate students have already started their career. They have worked. What kind of things you have done after your undergraduate? Those all seen to out, and the departments actually take a look at that very seriously.
Also, the thing is that like lots of graduate students in India have a confusion, right? If they can take experience and apply, or if they will be a freshers and then apply. And there will be a two type of people, and they always get confused whether to go or to apply with experience or without experience. What advice you can give to that kind of students?
I mean, the having experience is always good, right? But that alone is not the criteria. If you are a good student, you have done very well in undergrad, and you are very focused on what you want to do in your graduate education, you don't have to have an experience. So you are not discounted. It doesn't work against. Certainly, if you have done very well in your career and all that, and graduate departments might take a look at that. This interview actually could help us to the department, because grad students also get involved in research or with faculty, with projects that they have in the department. So having an experienced grad student helps.
That's
But on the other hand, somebody very talented, done very well academically, that helps too.
right. So that means like you don't differentiate students, right? Okay, that
Take a look at each and every applicant, you know, it's a
separate individually. For students, if you are experienced in India and if you don't have experience in India and if you are applying to CSC Long Beach, it will be a holistic approach of you. Okay. And if you want to know more about CSU Long Beach, comment CSU LP to chat box and we will provide you entire detail. Now, all India students and parents have a question about scholarship. Or like, do your university provide scholarship for undergrad and grad students?
Well, so we are a state university, so we don't have a financial aid package, so to speak, for international students. Uh, that's only for the U.S. students. But having said that, every college and every department has their own scholarship. So that is after you arrive here, you well the first semester, you apply for the scholarships and you get it. So there are institutional scholarships like The federal scholarship, because there's no international student quality, for that, and no school can offer the federal, but institutionally, yeah, there are scholarships, and also in certain graduate programs, the out of state tuition could be waived. So, which freezes your tuition by 2/3 first.
Right. Amazing. That's amazing information. Okay. Can you give me a estimated total cost for graduate program or tuition cost of graduate program in CSU language?
So, the tuitions and fees alone would be about 18,000 for both grad and undergrad.
Okay.
Living expenses could be another similar amount, 15 to 18,000. But that also depends on you, how you want to live.
Want to live? Yes. Yes.
Living and meals are your choice. There are on-campus housing available, on-campus dining services available. But in our experience, many of the international students, especially from India, they already have some kind of a connection with their friends, and we have a very strong student association, South Asian Student Association, and they make the connection. And there is an area right by the temples, which you can walk.
Okay.
It's off campus, but almost like on fit.
Okay.
And we even provide the bus service, with the shuttle service, and they can take that. They can come to the campus. And the reason I think they do that is actually it's a cheap. Because they share the apartment and they can cook whatever they want to cook. And especially with stew, they really like to cook their own meal.
All we. Yes. Yeah.
So, but it's your choice. So that way, and it's even more affordable on living up. And
You require them to give out because you are okay. Also, all the parents and students have a question about the on-campus job opportunity. Like, how do you help international students for the on-campus job, or do they are there any jobs available on campus for graduate students?
certainly, I mean, as I mentioned, it's a very large campus. With 41,000 students, another 10, 15,000 faculty staff. It's like a small city in itself, almost 60,000 people. And there are all kinds of jobs that's available. That could be in our office. Most of our student assistants are, international students. So students can work for 20 hours. That's set by the immigration. You cannot work more than because you are doing a full-time, study. But 20 hours of work in any of the, offices, your own academic department, sometimes faculty have a research met that they need student help. You could, get involved in that. Some could be in your academic area where you want to do, that's available. But it could be housing, it could be, dining services, all of the college offices. There are constant jobs available. Students can be very active, and certainly you have to go out and apply for it. But no difference is everybody has a sense. Everybody, domestic, international, they all have the same kind of opportunity for over 20 hours. And California's minimum wage is higher than many of the other states. Yeah, it's reaching to $18, $20, $32, depending on the position, which is pretty significant.
Yeah, so plenty of jobs available in CSU non-which if you want like to work on campus students. And as Mr. Joshi said, like you need to apply it differently on their border, and you need to demonstrate your skill as well, right? Or regarding the skill, I have a question. Like as you are in US from last 14 years, right? Wait, 40 years, right? And what skill international students want, and what the company wants from international students, like what kind of skill, and like if any international students are coming to CSU Long Beach or maybe any other university, what top four skills they require to be successful in US?
I mean, in terms of experience while you are a student, yeah, I mean, something related to the job that you want to do, something related to the career that you aspire to. That is certainly, helpful. One other way to do it is the curricular participant trade of ATT. If your program has a CPT you find it, for the courses, we approve that. Okay. Uh, our international masters, post the CPT working with the academic department, and which could be a paying job. Okay, in a company. It's certainly half time when you are a full time student, that 20 hours and by there as well. But you could be working with any of the companies that you want to work in the future.
Okay. Yes, how will universities help you students for getting CPD? Like, do you offer a job or job? Do you have any job any?
So we have a very large career services office. They post on a regular basis companies on campus, and they announce when they are coming to all students, and the students can visit. When the company's representatives are on campus and see whatever is open in their company. So the career services office is very much okay.
Right. And currently, lots of news is going about the US student visa interview, right? And what one piece of advice you can give to the international students who are going for US student visa interview and how they can easily crack the US student visa?
Okay. Well, I mean, that question was asked of me in Delhi when I was there in August. This is certainly before the election. And after the election, I've heard that there is some anxiety there. I mean, every US administration makes some kind of new policy. But certainly President Trump was in office before. He had the 70. There were some changes there, but no major policy change happened. And actually, the US enrollment in decline as well.
That's much okay during his presidency.
So we don't know what the new policies are going to be. It's hard to predict. Right now, in my view, and the idea is there are actually two kind of competing forces in this new for the administration. One is a hardline immigration policy is one not for legal immigration. Legal immigration they would promote in the illegal immigration and all that, but that would have some effects on the legal too. That's one force. The other is that there are personalities involving this. The other force is like the Elon Musk and the Vivek and all that. They Elon Musk was an international student. We came as a students and became the richest man in the world. But his view is we actually have to be such a high alif all over the world. We got to bring here. That's the kind of company he has. Whether it's especially Tesla, all yeah, he needs that workforce. So yeah, he's proposing let's bring everyone who's qualified. Yes. So the H1B actually could change. There's a lot of talk about what's going to happen to H1B, what's going to happen to OPT, all that. Again, it's very hard to tell, but I think it's not going to be as bad as people think.
Yes. Okay. And right now, any students from India is going for US from visa interview, right? What one piece of advice you can give to student to add the US student visa interview?
Well, that's a interesting question because the visa interview sometimes could last 30 seconds, right?
Yeah.
You go to the window and then, talk with the consular, officer, and they could decide very quickly. But know that they would have already reviewed your file. They have already taken a full review of your file before you go to the window. So, although it could be 1 minute, they know about you. So, one thing I advise always too is that don't make up things. Don't lie. Don't lie. Don't say things that's not on your record because they already know. You know what you have to say.
Yes. Yes.
So stay with it and be as open as you want to. If they ask you a certain question, so for example, what do you want to do after you graduate?
Yes.
That's one of the questions they want to put at this ask. Just say my purpose right now is to get a degree. After 4 years, I don't know exactly what I want to do because a lot of American 18 years old don't know either, what they want to do, right? Sometimes we don't know, as adults, what do we want to do in 5 years? Who knows? Things could change. But, be truthful by saying, I want to have a career. It could be US, it could be anywhere in the world. It could be coming back to, India and start a company. But, right now I'm just focused on my stuff.
Wow. I think this is an amazing answer I got so far. Like if you did question like what's your long-term plan? So I think as a Mr. Joshi said, I think it is a fantastic answer you can give while you are going for visa interview, but we are not sure whether you get the visa or not. It's just a piece of advice you would take from this podcast and from this content. Okay. Visa is all up to about the visa counselor. We don't know anything about the visa counselor, how they are. Right?
Yeah, and certainly, for example, don't say, "Oh, I want to work in Happy," because you don't know that. That could be your dream.
Yes.
But you don't know actually you are going to do that, right? So don't say something like that. That's very subjective. If you actually have no idea whether you're going to get a job in Apple or Google or any other, but say, saying that I want to build a successful career is is true that every student wants to build that. Why will you go to college or start a business, start a company? It's what the dreaming, realistic dreaming.
Yes, it's true. Okay. Now, if any student is graduated from any university in US, right, and they are would like to apply for the different job in USA, yeah. Or what is the top most skill US companies looking in international students?
Well, certainly they so the process is really to go with the OZ3, right? Like, yes. After graduation, if you're in STEM, you can everybody gets a 1 year first. And if you are in the STEM degree, you can get 2 year appendix. So a total of 3 year. Certainly for those positions, they look at your academic preparation, the kind of thing that you have done at the school. If you have done a CPT, that counts as well. And you have done campus employment, that also had. So, sometimes people don't realize that. Let's say you work in a dining service. Okay. Don't take a look at that. You're just serving the food. Actually, you are developing your customer service today. How you relate to different people. What is your attitude? About working with people of all different, backgrounds. So they are all relevant, skill sets. You're not gonna have high level skill that the job will require right away, but you have done everything right to get to that. So, you know, experience usually is something that they also, that they have.
Right. Also, I would like to ask you what will be the application fee for CSO, which grad program?
Yeah, that's if by our system office. That's $70. Opposed to what's say.
Now, I have a question like lots of Indian students have a question like, is it have any authority on admissions or have that any authority on university or whether they can speed up the process for these students?
They have no authority whatsoever.
Yeah.
And they have no role way
Okay.
in the admissions process. What they do with students, what they're supposed to do, is really help you to navigate the system.
Okay. Perfect.
That's the good agents always, give you the facts. But this is what is required. This is what we can do for you. Some parents wants that, some students wants that. But it is not required that we use of agency. You can apply directly if you are confident that you can navigate through the system. The reason I think the parents wants to have their children go through the agency is they want to make sure everything is done by it. Yeah. So the agencies help you in that regard, like the testing, like the manners that who to go to, those kind of. But once you apply, it's really directly you. They don't play any role for the admissions process.
Students, if you apply to CSU Long Beach and if anyone is telling you that agent have an upper hand on university, this is a completely false and misleading information because that agent might don't know about the process or maybe they are trying to frame you or give you a wrong guidance or maybe they just trap you. Okay, CSU Long Beach doesn't have any influence on the agency. They just take everyone as a on one ground and one level and they select the students according to their application and holistic approach, right?
Yeah, and students should never fall in the trap. They should do their own little research as well, what kind of university they're applying to. When I go to India and I hear all this on the spot admission,
Yes, on the spot admission.
that is not true because it is illegal. Illegal, right? Or you cannot issue an I-20 in the foreign country.
It is foreign and it had to be
Issued from the US.
across the US.
So the on the spot admission is it's a little misleading,
It's really
right? And it could be a scam in some specific. What they are doing is they're telling them, oh yeah, we will admit you. That's all they're doing. But they're not giving you a official even admission.
Also, there is one question like after getting admissions, how much time it will take to issue I-20 from CSU Long Beach?
We once everything is done, all the documents are received. We try to do it within 2 weeks, sometime within next week. That we said that, and now I try to resolve online. So very quickly, as soon as we get.
Now, this is the question I would like to ask. In India, all the students and parents have a concern that for issuing I-20, they have to show a liquid asset in a saving account. But I know that loan is also accepted.
It is.
Right? So what advice you been giving to the international students for financial document? Because most of the agents are influencing students to show a money, but I know loan is also accepted. Like how student can demonstrate that into issuing the I-20 or financial loan?
Well, so the bottom line for that, document is to make sure you are capable of paying at least the 1 year's tuition, not the 4 year. 4 years, as 1 year tuition. And to do that, a combination of everything, your family asset, the money in the bank, but the loan is actually even more powerful. You have a letter from the lending agents that they trust you for this amount of loan. Well, that could be easily counted, and the student and the schools would issue the I-20 based on.
Yeah. The students, if you are applying to CSU Long Beach, and if you don't have a liquid asset or don't have a money in your saving account, if you can show a loan letter, they are accepting the loan letter. So don't get trapped into the rock agent. That rock people, they are just rushing you to show money in your saving account. CSU Long Beach accepting loan, maybe accept and also accepting saving account and post combination of saving and loan as well, right? So if you want ethical informations, if you want real informations from the university representative, just follow our channel and follow our podcast because we are trying to spread awareness in India about the abroad education and we are bringing you all the ethical guidance and also the respectable guest on our podcast. Thank you so much, Mr. Joshi, for this basic information. And we are very thankful to you for giving this time. And by this podcast, I know lots and lots of industry students and parents get the benefit and maybe they are looking to apply in the CSU.
Yeah, thank you for this opportunity because, I always think the right information, the correct information has to be, out there. And students can email us directly, to our website to asking any questions that they have.
So students, you have an open opportunity. You can directly drop email to CSU Long Beach international office and they will definitely help you and they will navigate you to different process like application process and I-20 process and they are very helpful as I know because we are sending lots of the CSU Long Beach and at that one piece of advice we can give to international student to succeed in USA. What one piece of advice you can give with this?
Well, there are many, but one would be, really stay focused. Know your goals. There are so many things that could be distracting.
Yeah.
But stay focused. Academics is number one prior. So prioritize. But in the meantime, I always, especially to undergrads too. The undergraduate years of 4 year is the best part of your life. You're never going to get that back. It is really, truly the best part of your life. Take advantage of everything that's there. Be in the intramural sports. Participate in the cultural programs. Go to the gym. Go, and do everything that you can. But your number one priority is there. Stay focused on that. Talk to your advisors. Stay, in touch with your professors. You will succeed.
Right. Great. Thank you so much for the amazing topic. So great. Thank you so much.